Good morning, students. Welcome back. In last few lectures, we have studied chemically equivalent protons, their splitting patterns, the coupling constants. Now again, we are going to study chemical and magnetic equivalence. But now this we are going to study in a little bit different way, chemical equivalence in terms of the homotopic or enantiotopic protons and chemical non-equivalence in terms of the distereotopic protons. Nuclei which show nuclear magnetic resonance exhibit two types of equivalence. First is chemical equivalence and second one is a magnetic equivalence. In many of the cases, chemically equivalent protons are also magnetically equivalent, but this is not always the case. Sometimes chemically equivalent protons are not magnetically equivalent. So is there any problem with this thing? Yes. Protons, which are chemically and magnetically equivalent, give first order spectra. That is, the splitting pattern is observed according to n plus 1 rule, and the intensities of signals, they are according to the Pascal triangle, which we have seen in case of nuclei with spin quantum number half. While the protons, which are not magnetically equivalent, they give second order spectra. So due to this, one should know whether the protons are chemically equivalent or magnetically equivalent, or they are not equivalent. So let us take this example of 112 tribromoethane. Here we know that these two protons are chemically equivalent as their chemical surrounding is same, while this Ha proton is non-equivalent with these two protons because its chemical surrounding is different. These two protons are magnetically equivalent, and Ha proton is magnetically different than these two B protons. These two protons, as they are chemically as well as magnetically equivalent, they give rise to only one signal. So we get a doublet for these two Hb protons, while this Ha proton gives me a triplet. Another example where the methyl protons are chemically as well as magnetically equivalent, while this methine proton is chemically different than these three methyl protons. So we get, as there are two different sets of protons, we get two signals. One is a quartet for the methine proton and a doublet for a methyl proton. Now, chemically equivalent protons give one signal that we have seen, that is they have same chemical shift value. There are two types of the chemically equivalent protons, homotopic protons and enantiotopic protons. That is, these two types of the protons are chemically equivalent protons. Now question is that whether can we check the protons are homotopic, enantiotopic or distereotopic? Yes, it is possible to check whether the protons are homotopic, enantiotopic or distereotopic. What we have to do, we have to carry out a replacement test. Replace the selected protons one by one with a different substituent or a different group. Then observe the resulting compounds, their relationship, whether the two compounds are same. That is, if they are same, then the two protons are said to be homotopic protons. If the compounds are enantiomers, then the two protons are enantiotopic protons. And if the resultant compounds are distereomers of one another, then the two protons are distereotopic protons. So this is how replacement test can help you to check whether the protons are homotopic, enantiotopic or distereotopic. The word homotopic means identical, that is same. For example, protons in ethane molecule. All the 6 protons are identical, they are homotopic. Now physically all the protons, all 6 protons are different. That is total 6 different protons have different existences. But due to the carbon-carbon single bond rotation, all the protons averagely are present in a same environment. So that's why the 6 protons of ethane are homotopic protons. Let us take this example of ethane. I'll choose these two protons, HA and HB. What I will do, one by one, I will replace each proton from A and B by a different group X. Let us first replace this beta proton by X group. So this will be the resulting compound. And now I am going to, second time I am going to replace this B proton with the X group. So this is the resulting compound. So these are the two new compounds. I have to check what are these two, whether they are same, whether they are enantiomers or they are diastereomers. The two molecules are identical. How can you say that? If a carbon-carbon single bond undergoes rotation through 120 degrees, then this X group will take this position and you will find that the two compounds are identical. So this tells me that this compound and the second compound, they are identical compounds. This means that the selected protons A and B are homotopic protons. Let us take this second example. What is this? This is ethyl bromide and the two protons of the methylene group of ethyl bromide, A and B. Let us replace one by one these protons with a X group. First, this alpha proton, that is which is going behind, is replaced by X. I am getting this compound. And second time I am going to replace HA proton with the X group. So what are these two? You will find that after replacing the protons by X group, you are generating a chiral molecule or a asymmetric compound is generated, and these two are mirror images of one another. After rotation, you will find that these two are mirror images of one another, and as these are mirror images of one another, they are enantiomers of one another. That is, the resulting compounds are enantiomers of one another. So the two protons of ethyl bromide methylene group are enantiotopic protons. After replacement, we have obtained enantiomers. Therefore, the protons are enantiotopic protons. Let us take this example. Spectrum of that same compound. See this methyl group, what it is giving me? It is giving me a triplet. This is the triplet corresponding to methyl group. What about this group? Here what we have a quartet. Quartet for these two protons. So this means that even though these two protons are enantiotopic protons, they are chemically equivalent and they give me the same signal at same chemical shift value. The signal is observed for A protons and B protons. So these are the two examples of homotopic and enantiotopic protons which are giving you signals at same chemical shift value. Now let us go towards the distereotopic protons. Replace the protons HA and HB, in this case will replace it with a different group X. First, A is replaced by X, and in case of second compound, B is replaced by X. Now you will find that these two are not mirror images of one another. Why these are not mirror images? Look at this carbon atom. This is an asymmetric center. This carbon atom, this is an asymmetric center. And after replacement test, the configuration of this carbon atom remains same in both the structures. This as well as this. Only one of the group is changing its configuration. So this means that these two are not mirror images. These two are not enantiomers of one another. So what these are? These are diastereomers of one another, and therefore the HA and HB protons are distereotopic proton. Here there is a clue. What is that clue? This is the methylene group next to a chiral carbon atom. This is a chiral carbon atom and this is adjacent methylene group. The methylene protons on or adjacent to a chiral carbon atom are always distereotopic. Even without doing the replacement test, you can check for this, that if adjacent chiral center is present, the two protons must be distereotopic. So these two protons are distereotopic protons. Check this case. This is the asymmetric carbon atom, and this methylene group is adjacent to this asymmetric carbon atom. This carbon atom is having four different groups: methyl group, hydrogen, chlorine, and this whole again another group. After replacement test, this will become a second group. So now what is after replacement of this with some other group, this will become a different group now. So let us check these signals. First, I am having a triplet. Which group is going to give me a triplet? This methyl group, A methyl group, as it has two adjacent methylene protons, it will give me a triplet. So this signal corresponds to A protons. Now what about this signal? This signal is a multiplet. This is a multiplet. What is that multiplet? This multiplet is because of the protons B, C and E. What is expected for E? E is expected, that is this methyl group is expected to show a doublet. So this should be the doublet for the E proton. But these two protons, if these two protons are coupling with methyl and this total, it should give a 3 plus and 1, 4 plus 5 quintet should be there, and so it is there. Now look at this proton. This is very important signal. This D proton, as it is adjacent to chlorine, this is the most D-shielded proton. How many neighbors it is having? This is 3 protons on this methyl group and 2 protons on this methylene group. So 3 plus 2, 5, a sextet should be there. But here there is a multiplet. So this multiplet is because the D proton couples with methyl group as well as it couples differently with these two protons, and so we get a multiplet here. So these two protons are distereotopic protons. So now look at this. This spectrum is not according to n plus 1 splitting. Some complicated spectrum is there. And so this is because the two protons are distereotopic protons. Now, not only replacement test is useful for detecting the homotopicity or enantiotopicity or distereotopicity, the symmetry elements are also useful, or they are used to check the topicity of the protons. Let us go. If I want to check whether the protons are homotopic, enantiotopic or distereotopic, then we should look for some symmetry element. Take the molecule and check whether it possesses an axis of symmetry. If axis of symmetry is present, if answer is yes, then the protons are homotopic. And if axis is absent, then go for the next symmetry element, that is plane of symmetry. If plane of symmetry is present, then the protons are enantiotopic. And if plane of symmetry is absent, then the two protons are non-equivalent, means they are not chemically equivalent proton. So if axis of symmetry is present or plane of symmetry is present, the protons are either homotopic or enantiotopic. They are chemically equivalent protons and they give rise to one signal. So you can check it by symmetry elements like axis of symmetry and plane of symmetry. Let us take some examples. In this case of ethane, these two methyl groups are there. If I rotate this molecule through 180 degree, then this methyl group will take the place of this methyl group. That is, they will exchange their positions, and the initial structure and the resulting structure, they are indistinguishable. They are same. This means that the ethane molecule possesses a C2 axis, asymmetry axis. Therefore, the protons are homotopic protons and we get a same signal. Look at this, propane molecule is there. Again, check for the 2A protons. 2A protons, they are homotopic because there is a plane of axis of symmetry present, and using this axis of symmetry, these will exchange their positions, and this means that the protons are identical protons. They are homotopic protons. Even look, if you look at these two examples, these two are not having only axis of symmetry, but these two are also having plane of symmetry. Look at this plane is passing from the center of this bond, and in this case the plane is passing through the CH2 group. So these are the examples where C2 is present as well as plane of symmetry is present. So in this case also the B protons are homotopic protons and the methyl groups are also homotopic. They are chemically equivalent. These are also chemically equivalent protons. B protons are chemically equivalent, C protons are chemically equivalent. C2 is present as well as plane of symmetry is also present. So depending on this, now look at this example, how many types of the protons are there? Whenever plane is present, look at the half part of that. This 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 4 different sets of hydrogens are present. So there are 4 signals even though there are 8 hydrogens. In this case, there are 2 sets of protons on one half part of this molecule by plane. If you look, hydrogen is there and a methyl group is there. So only 2 signals will be there. In this case also only 2 signals. And in case of ethane, you are going to get only 1 signal. Take this next example. How many total protons are there? The 2 methyl groups, 6 protons are there. These 2 methine protons, 8, and these 2 methylene protons, 10 protons are there. Even though there are 10 protons, you are going to have only 4 signals. There are only 4 sets of protons. How 4 sets of protons are there? This is 1. Then this is second, and the 2 methylene protons are different now. Why they are different? If you look at this, you are having a plane of symmetry here and axis of symmetry is absent here. As there is an axis of symmetry absence, you will find that the 2 protons are, in this case, are B protons are enantiotopic protons, and these A protons are also, or A groups are also enantiotopic protons. So you get the one signal corresponding to A protons, one signal corresponding to B protons, but these 2 methylene protons, they are not equivalent. Why they are not equivalent? Because this, suppose, imagine that one proton comes in front direction and one proton goes in a backward direction. The proton which goes in a backward direction, it is cis to the 2 hydrogen, and the proton which is coming in a front direction, it will be cis to 2 methyl groups. Therefore the 2 protons, these 2 proton methylene protons are not identical, and that's why we have 4 different sets of protons and we can get the 4 signals here. Take this case. In this case, let us look for these 2 B protons. Check whether axis of symmetry is present, axis of symmetry is not present, because if I rotate the molecule through this, these two groups are going to change their position. That's why the protons will not be in an identical surrounding. Because when I'm rotating this, again, on left side, this methoxy group will come, and on right side, the methyl group will come. So therefore, the protons will not be in a identical, or they will not be homotopic. But if I check a plane of symmetry, if it plane of symmetry is present, then we can say that the protons are enantiotopic. And if the plane in which this molecule is present, that is plane of this slide, we can say that, or plane of the paper, if you check, it will be the plane of this molecule, and through this plane the molecule can be divided into two equal parts. Therefore, the two B protons are enantiotopic protons. You can write down in your notebook and check a plane of symmetry is present or not. This plane of paper of your notebook will be the plane of symmetry for this molecule. And so in this case, what we have a methyl group, a methoxy group, and these two protons which are chemically identical protons. So for these two protons we are going to get, even though they are enantiotopic protons, will get only one signal. So only total 3 signals are obtained for this. Check this molecule. Two molecules are there, even though the molecules have two chiral centers. Where are the chiral centers? Look at this. This is a chiral center. This is also a chiral center. And there is no plane of symmetry. Why there is no plane of symmetry? If I cut this molecule like this, in this case, the hydrogen is going in a backward direction, and in this part, the hydrogen is coming in a upward, front side. And chlorine here is front, chlorine here is back side. This means that there is no plane of symmetry. Is it having axis of symmetry? Let us check. If you rotate this molecule through 180 degree, then what will happen? This group will come on left side and this group will go on right side. And after 180 degree rotation, this chlorine will go on back side when it comes to the right side, and this hydrogen will go back side when it comes on this position. So this means that it possesses a C2 axis of symmetry, and therefore the HA protons are homotopic protons. So they will give you signal at the same chemical shift value. What about these two A protons? Here also, even though they are present on a asymmetric carbon atom, but as this possesses a C2 axis, it will be showing the homotopicity, that is HA protons are homotopic protons. Take these examples. In this case, the two protons here. Is it having axis of symmetry? Let us consider C and D protons. I am going to check for these two protons whether they are homotopic, enantiotopic, or distereotopic. C and D protons are not possessing, or the molecule is not having plane of symmetry, or it is not having axis of symmetry. Plane is absent, axis is absent. So these two protons are distereotopic protons. They are different protons. Now the asymmetric carbon atom is little bit away from these two protons. Still these two protons are present in the surrounding of this asymmetric carbon atom, and therefore these two protons are distereotopic protons. So total 9 protons are there, but we are going to get 7 signals. One for these, second for these, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 signals are there. In this case, here it is very clear that this carbon atom is a asymmetric carbon atom. Therefore, C and D protons are distereotopic protons. There is no plane of symmetry, no axis of symmetry. So, C and D are distereotopic protons. And this example already we have seen that this is a C and D protons are distereotopic protons. Here you will find that this is a asymmetric carbon atom, and so these two protons are distereotopic protons. Now let us consider the magnetic equivalence. If the nuclei in the same set couple equally to any nucleus in the same spin system, they are magnetically equivalent. If the chemically equivalent nuclei do not couple equally to any nucleus in the same spin system, then they are magnetically non-equivalent. Now let us consider this hydrogen and this another hydrogen, both these red hydrogens. Look for their chemical surrounding. They are chemically identical protons, chemically equivalent protons. But now we have to check whether they are magnetically equivalent or magnetically non-equivalent. For this, what we have to do? We have to consider a proton within the same spin system. Let us consider this proton now. I will check this and this. These two protons are ortho to each other. So red proton will couple with this blue proton with a ortho coupling. But what about this red proton? This and this proton, they are meta to each other. This means that the two chemically equivalent protons, they do not have same relationship with a third proton. Therefore, these two protons are chemically equivalent, but magnetically they are non-equivalent. Similarly, this proton is ortho to this blue proton, but this red proton is meta to this blue proton. So this means that these red protons are chemically equivalent, but magnetically non-equivalent. In this case also, the two blue protons are also chemically equivalent, but they are magnetically non-equivalent. Now take this example of para disubstituted benzene ring is there. Two red protons are chemically equivalent. Their chemical surrounding is same, and two blue protons are chemically equivalent. But what about their magnetic equivalence? This red proton is ortho to this blue proton. But what about this red proton? So this is not ortho to this blue proton. This is para to this blue proton. So this means that these two protons do not have same relationship with this third proton. Therefore, the two protons are chemically equivalent but magnetically non-equivalent. Same way, the two protons which are ortho to the nitro group are chemically equivalent but magnetically non-equivalent. Now look at these two hydrogens, red hydrogens. They are present on an olefinic carbon atom. So this hydrogen, if you check, it is cis to this fluorine, while this hydrogen is trans to this fluorine. So this means that these two hydrogens do not have same relationship with this third fluorine, third atom or third different nucleus. Therefore, the two protons are, even though they are chemically equivalent, they are magnetically non-equivalent.